In the Big Easy, even death is done differently. Hang around as we discuss New Orleans and the cities of the dead. Now, as we always talk, New Orleans is known for a lot of things. One of the big things that always comes to mind is that we're known for the way we bury our dead. Now, every tour guide and most locals will tell you it's because we're below sea level. The problem is that's just not the whole truth. In all honesty, yes, it's true. Parts of the city are below sea level. A good bit of it even today. But the oldest parts of the city have always been high and dry, and the earliest cemeteries in the city were all below ground. As you can see, there's a mix of graves, crypts, mausoleums, and other types of burial types in the local cemetery. The location and type of burial today, as is it was in the past, it's based more on family wishes than on dampness of earth. So, who's to blame for our affection with grave elevation? As hard as it is to believe, it's the Romans. I know, you're saying, the Romans? What does that have to do with the French coming to New Orleans in the 1700s? Well, I need you to look back when Rome was at its peak. Thousands of years ago, when the Appian Way stretched from Rome all through Europe, people would travel these great roads, and sometimes they'd die on the roads during their travels. Now, those who were wealthy wouldn't have their bodies transported all the way back to Rome. They would have these great crypts built to represent them along the highway that they traveled, so that all other travelers could see their greatness moving in through history. Move forward into France's Renaissance, and the nobility saw these crypts that were still littered throughout Europe, and it became a status symbol to show your wealth and how affluent you were in society. As time passed, locals in various countries began adopting some of these practices into their own burial rites. To show one's prominence in life, they needed a larger, more ostentatious burial place. This brings us to the late 1700s, where status was all important, and mirroring the former Roman Republic all the fashion in death. Now, this fad of burying your dead in these ornate above-ground tombs made its way to the New World. And no place was more set to embrace such a thing than the Crescent City. So, folks with money wanted grand burial tombs, such as you see here, to show that in death they were affluential as they were in life. The rest of us, the working class, the people of color, the slaves, they got whatever hole they could afford or was available at the time. As time progressed, you saw something new emerge, which was the opening of benevolent societies who would buy tombs and charge individuals a small amount of money every month to gain their entrance into a particular tomb. You could have 30 or 40 people paying to be buried in a particular tomb belonging to this benevolent society. You also saw the rise of family crypts that would have many, many family members over decades buried in there. Now, the question of how you get 30 or 40 people into an individual tomb, that's another show where we'll talk about ovens, and not those kind of ovens, these kind of ovens, and the year and the day rule in order to put more than one body in these tombs, because land was at such a premium. That'll be in a part 2. So is it because of high water or high society? I think the answer is yes, on both counts. But it gives us this amazing cultural quirkiness that just adds to the flair of the Big Easy. I hope we've made this clear, well, at least clearer than Mississippi River water. If you enjoyed this show, please like it. Subscribe to the channel, see what's coming up. Click that bell so you can get the latest notifications on what we're talking about here in the Big Easy. And I hope to make you part of our Big Easy life.